50 cal and the 20 mil, so the wings changed, but you know, it packed a hell of a punch, the way it flew, the agility, the speed, the handling qualities. You know, I've been so lucky having chats like this to Geoffrey Wellen and just hearing him talk about throwing the Spitfire around when there was a 1 and 9 on your tail, and just what he would do. You know, he would utterly, absolutely pull till he blacked out. And, you know, he was a young man, very fit, so probably, you know, we're talking 6G, 7G, that sort of, he would pull till he couldn't see. The 1 and 9 couldn't, you know, stay with him at that. He would pull, so he would high speed depart it, high speed stall it if required. He would spin it if a 1 and 9 was on his tail, and that the handling qualities are perfect as you get near the limit of its, you know, a car that's just about to flick and spin. You know, it's like my analogy would be, you know, from talking to the boys, you know, the 109 was almost like a Porsche 911 turbo in the wet, where, you know, she's good, but then suddenly she'll let go, and without warning almost, you know, quite frightening near the edge of its flying envelope. You know, it would snatch, it would depart, whereas the Spitfire would buff it, it would warn you, it would go, you know, you were so slow, you're pulling too much. But even the benign on the stall on a Spitfire is benign. Incredible handling qualities near the edge of its flying regime. So that's what you want in an aircraft, certainly in a fighter aircraft, you know, because you're looking over your shoulder just flying the thing. And the handling qualities are perfect. So absolutely a Spitfire. You know, come the end of the war, you know, I think you'd be hard pressed to not jump in a 16 or a Mark 14 or a Mark 18 Spitfire. You know, it was one of those aircraft that it was ripe for development. The deal with Hurricane started with a Mark 1, they kept the production line going until 44, but the 2C, you know, it's got a bigger radiator, it's better armour, but essentially it's the same aircraft. It didn't really develop the Hurricane anymore, but she was what she was. Very good, but almost at the end of her development in 1940, whereas the Spit was right for it, you know, with the metal, the tubular frame, etc. So, you know, jumped in the Mark 19, the Griffon engine one, and almost no components are the same. You can see they're Spitfires, but if you park a Mark 1 and a Mark 19 next to each other, it's like that thing's been to the gym and had steroids for 5 years and then smoked 30 fags a day. You know, it's almost that great big beefy machine, but still a Spitfire.
You're still
lovely.
Spitfire with a Mustang then, or?
Yeah, definitely. I haven't flown a Mustang, but the boys that fly, you know, heavy in pitch. Whereas again, I don't know, a Mark 19 very light, delicate in pitch to fly. You know, really easy to overstress. We have a 4G limit on our BBMF ones, and you know, you'd be absolutely up on 4G. You know, and a bit of buffet, you could easily, you'd be very careful, and that's, you just know there's so much more in a tank on that. You know, she can 8 or 9G. You know,
do you find between the Mark 1 and the later Mark, do you find the performance difference marginal or huge?
I think the performance difference would be if you could use all the power. So when you jump into TD, you'll see there's a boost gauge. So it just, you know, Americans measured, you know, inches of mercury. We just pounds of boost, and you know it goes to, it's a bit bizarre. You know, it's where the supercharger is. So you get negative boost, 0. It's actually a cruise boost. +4, you'll get airborne. +6, you'll get airborne really quick. But the gauge goes up to +20 something or other. And you know, with the intercoolers, the 2-stage superchargers, the 7 Series Merlins would go up to +18 regularly. I remember chatting to some old mate, and he came up and went, how many vertical rolls have you done in it? I said, I haven't done any. You know, I'll do a loop, but you know, literally point it 90 nose up and roll. And he had done 13 before eventually, you know, literally 13 just fell out of the sky. But he said he'd get to about 400, and he was using +18, and so much torque that it would help the roll if you went left as well. But extraordinary, and I felt embarrassed to say I've only ever used +7, and he looked at me like I was some sort of, how awful, you know. But those boys would use so much power. So, because actually, you know, when we fly them, and you know, if Charlie and me were doing a display, we both set about +6. If there was a little Mark II, he'd set +6 as well. Although that thing would only go to +10 in the war, because it didn't have all the intercoolers, etc. The performance is about the same, but it was actually at the upper end that you would get the extra performance from the Griffons and the 2-stage superchargers kicking in, etc. So unless you went to 25,000 feet and, you know, really operated these aircraft, I think that's where you would really see, oh, a Mark 9 is definitely better than a 5, which is definitely better than a 2. But actually at the +6 display settings we use, and they scream, they go so well at that. The 2's almost quicker because it's lighter, you know, at the moment. So But yeah, the performance, is staggering. And throughout the war, it just got better and better until eventually jets just took over because you couldn't get more. They were clicking in about 2,000 horsepower, pretty much everything. With the Sabre engines, in the exactly that. They doubled the horsepower.
Is it fair to say Parky also, the owner of Aero Legends, encourages you to fly?
He likes the.
He gets told off if he doesn't put it.
When you fly, I love being on the ground. Actually, you see Charlie display or Pete Kinsley flying, and just watching it because you do hear that supercharger whine, and you get that beautiful noise of the Merlin, and you get the which is the Doppler, the tone. Whereas obviously when you fly, I hope one of you will fly. It's a lovely engine, but it's the same noise the whole time. It purrs, but you don't quite get the soundtrack that you get in a display. But yes, absolutely right. Ben's dad is give it a plus 8 Parky. Sounds good. It's his engine.